Hey guys, my name is Frank Euphemia, President of Family First Life Maryland. I'm going to take a couple minutes to go through some final expense pointers, things that I think can help you get good fast, which is important as a new agent. You know, what we all need to realize is these folks that we're sitting down with and that we're calling, setting appointments with, they filled out a card, and the card asks us for help. Whether it's a mortgage protection lead or whether it's a final expense lead or a Facebook lead, somewhere along the lines they read something that talked about life insurance, and they sent it back saying, I need help. And so the quicker we grasp that concept, the easier it is, because for me, I've been in the industry of cold calling, and not in this industry, but in a different industry where, you know, I'm just sitting on the phone calling people that don't want to talk to me or aren't expecting my call, you know, and it's difficult. But for this, at some point in time, these folks read something that piqued their interest and said, you know what, I might need some help with this. So know that this is 1% of the population that would fill these forms out and cards out, and that our job is just go in there and serve them and help them and find what their weaknesses in their, you know, financial situation, whether it's the life insurance sales or mortgage protection or final expense, find what the weakness is and boost it and give it a little bit of strength and help them along the way. So, you know, when you get to a final expense appointment, you know, I'm real big on just being very upfront. I don't like sugarcoating. I don't like them to not think I'm there to write them life insurance. So when I get there, I shake their hand. I'll say, Tom, hey, I'm here for the final expense appointment to go over the life insurance programs to help you cover your final expenses. I'm telling them right off the get-go. A couple of reasons. One, I don't want them to think I'm trying to trick him into buying life insurance. So I'm not going to call it these state-approved programs that can cover your final expense. No, it's a life insurance plan. It's life insurance that your family's going to use when you die, because we're all going to die. They're going to use that money to bury you, so that they don't have to go into their savings account with, you know, and come out with 15, 20 grand or pass the hat at church because you didn't have any life insurance. So Tom, I'm here for the life insurance final expense programs that you requested information on. You have a table we can sit down at. And I sit down. Like older folks, they like truth, and they don't like fluff. They like to get right to the point. So that's what we do. You know, and again, the beginning of all appointments is very similar, you know, with your building your rapport, and you know, I always go through the financial inventory. It's important for mortgage protection. It's important for final expense. It's important for annuities. It's important for everything that we do. So the inventory sheet is something that you should be doing every single appointment after you've built your rapport and before you transition into, you know, you're showing your numbers. So again, build your rapport for 5 minutes or so, and then transition. You know, say, Tom, you know, you seem like a real cool dude. I could talk to you all day long, but I've got 6, 7 other folks I got to get to. I got to keep it kind of a tight schedule. I want to be respectful of their time as well as yours. So let me explain to you why I'm here. You had filled out this card looking for some information on life insurance, final expense programs. Who's the one responsible for bearing you? That's the question I ask. And they're going to tell me it's going to be their brother, sister, husband, or wife, daughter, son, niece, nephew. But you need to get that answer. Who's the person responsible for bearing you? And let them answer. Okay, perfect, Tom. So 3 things I want to accomplish today. One is I want to make sure that we find the right plan for you and your family, so that when you pass, because we're all going to die, that they can bury you the way you want to be buried or cremate you the way you want to be cremated. 2, the most important thing for me is that the insurance company will actually approve you, because not everybody is approved for every single program. I'm sure you can understand that. And then 3, the most important thing for you, Tom, will be to make sure that it fits in your budget today. I don't want something that in 6 months from now, because you had to get a new tire or your hot water heater went up, you have to wind up dropping this final expense plan because of that. So we're going to find something that can fit in your budget not only today, but the next 10, 15, 20 years, so that it's there when your family needs it. Does that make sense, Tom? He's going to say yes. So we move on. I ask him all his questions. You know, have you ever had cancer? You ever had a stroke? You ever had a heart attack? If they're all no, I'll ask him what types of medication they take. Do you have any health challenges at all? If he goes no, we're going right to UP1 or Living Promise. I like UP1. Americo pays us 8%. So if we write $30,000 in a 6-month period, they give us at the end of that 6 months an 8% bonus in cash. That's good money. But some folks just don't write Americo, and they write all Mutual of Omaha Living Promise. That's fine. You know, like I said, I'm big on Americo. I'm loyal. They were the company we started with. They're the company that I'm the most loyal to. So If they're completely healthy on no medications, they can qualify just about any final expense plan we have, okay? If they take medications, Mutual of Omaha, Americo, Transamerica, they all have prescription guideline or prescription guides. So you can look in their prescription guide, every medication that's going to knock them out is in that book. So if they're taking something that's not in that book, more than likely it's not going to knock them out. But if you can't find it in one of those guides, I Google everything. Every medication that I don't know what it treats, I Google it to see what it treats. And some medications are dual usage. So, you know, here's the thing. You can, the insurance companies, you know, most of the time while you're running final expense are open. They're good appointments to run Monday through Friday from 9 to 5. So, you know, most of the time if you're sitting with someone that's on a medication that you've not heard of, or they've got a condition that you've never heard of, you can call the insurance company and ask for underwriting and tell them your scenario, and they'll tell you whether or not they should be approved or not. And utilize that stuff. Utilize the person that's hired you, you know, whether it's Matt or Mike or Lou or Michelle or James. Use those guys, or Jess, use them. They know information. If they don't know the answer, they know how to go about getting. But I think it's something to be said about you calling the insurance company and going through that process, because you know, if you put something in a group chat that says, hey, this person's taking metformin, can I get them approved? You might remember it, but if you take 5 minutes out of your day, call the insurance company and ask an underwriter about that, you're not going to forget. So the more information you can seek out on your own, the more it's going to stick. So once you've figured out health-wise what they can qualify for, show them max coverage. Now listen, if you've done your financial inventory and it's a single woman and she gets Social Security of $800 a month and her rent's $400 a month, you're not going to show her $200 a month worth of insurance. You're going to show her what she needs to be buried. If she wants to be buried, you're going to show her 15 to 20 grand. If someone in that scenario, I might show 20 and 15, and I might say, hey, Miss Mary, you know, right now it's about 15 grand to bury somebody. You're 75, so your life expectancy is 86. In the next 10 years, it may go up to 20. But you've got to do what's most affordable to you. And here's another thing that I'll always say in final expense appointments. I always cover up the death benefit with my right hand or left hand, whichever's closer, doesn't matter. And I'll say, you're going to read from the right side of the menu. So you're going to go down the prices and you're going to look at the one that best fits in your budget, and you're going to look over, and that's the amount of coverage that you take. That's how you buy insurance. Now, you want to get as much as you can afford, and so if you can afford to do it, you're going to want to do it, because you're not getting any younger, and the older you get, the more expensive insurance gets. So, you know, and the older you get, the more you're going to want more insurance. So if you can afford the $85 a month, then do it today. If you can't, then do the $65 a month payment. But at the end of the day, guys, final expense is strictly finding the budget price point, and finding that person that's going to be responsible for their funeral. And usually it's somebody that they care about, that they don't want burdened with a funeral bill. There's only two things that happens when somebody dies if they don't have life insurance. They either charge it, or they finance it, or they're passing a hat of church. Like, and I've seen collections where if someone didn't have life insurance, you've seen GoFundMe pages. It's just, you know, our job as adults is to have some dignity and prepare for that guaranteed outcome. Because like I said, we're all going to die. When we die, that person that's going to be responsible for burying us, it'd be nice for them not to have to worry about preparing for a funeral, getting everybody together, and coming up with 15 grand. That money's there to help them find out what fits their budget, and you'll be able to help a lot of folks doing that. Treat everybody like you treat your mom, your grandma, give them the truth, give them what they need, and it'll be very easy for you. Thanks much.